good day once again, viewers. We'd like to welcome you to our YouTube channel where we analyze the latest football all over the world. So, on this occasion, we are going to be looking at the recent Champions League games of Tuesday and Wednesday. Joining me on this show is my regular partner, Peter. Peter, we saw electric games on Tuesday and on Wednesday, particularly the one at Anfield where Liverpool surprisingly defeated Real Madrid. Against popular opinion, Liverpool prevailed on that occasion. Peter, please, can you tell us what was the major talking points in that game?
Yes, thank you, Kenny. The match that was played at Anfield, Liverpool against Real Madrid, against all expectation. Actually, in that game, I expected Real Madrid to overcome Liverpool. But unfortunately, Liverpool, they won that game. They didn't just win that game. They dominated the play. The reason why the reason why I gave Real Madrid the upper hand before the game was simply because Liverpool, they've lost about 4 to 6 straight games prior to this match. They only won their game over the weekend
Against Aston Villa.
against Aston Villa. So I felt that with an informed Real Madrid side that Liverpool may probably not be able to withstand Real Madrid. But
Yeah.
throughout the game, Liverpool they played very well. They were rock solid in defense. The midfield was solid. In the second half, Sober slide laid a pass to McAllister. McAllister scored the winning goal for Liverpool in the 61st minute. All efforts made by Real Madrid to equalize the game proved abortive. Vinicius Junior was locked out in that game. He was locked out. He was not allowed to play his usual style of football. Then Mbappe was flat-footed in that game. Last year Liverpool also they played Real Madrid in Anfield and they won 2-0. So it appears that Ancelotti has Real Madrid's medication. So that
So,
is
what
the reason why it was able to overcome Real Madrid.
Real Madrid? What do you have to say about Bradley's performance on
Bradley
the right
performance
side of the defense for Liverpool?
it was superb. He had Vinicius Junior. He prevented Vinicius Junior from making his usual runs and dribbles. So Vinicius Junior became frustrated. So he did well, Bradley. Because the way he tackled Vinicius Junior throughout
Vinicius.
that game. Yeah.
So over in Paris, Bayern Munich they got a 2-1 away victory
They
over
got it.
Paris Saint-Germain.
They got a well-deserved 2-1 victory over PSG. That match was a very tough match. The match lived up to its billings in that game. We had 2 red cards. A pass was leaked to Dembele. He used his hands to punch the ball into an empty net. The referee initially didn't see it, but VAR drew the referee attention to it, and the goal was cancelled. Then Dembele was sent off with a red card. He was sent off in the first half of the game, and as at that point, Bayern Munich they were leading. Bayern Munich dominated the game even before Dembele was sent off. Bayern Munich dominated the game. So the absence of Dembele after that made PSG look like a very small team. So I think later on, Luis Diaz
Luis
broke.
Diaz.
Yes, he broke Hakimi's foot. So Luis Diaz too was sent off, and the game became balanced. That tackle by Luis Diaz was too harsh on
Very,
Hakimi.
very horrific. Yeah.
Yes, it was very, very harsh on Hakimi. I think the game would have been more than 2-1 if not for the fantastic save by the goalkeeper, that's PSG goalkeeper. They were lucky to have run away with a 2-1 scoreline. I think that Bayern
I think
Munich appears that they are the team to beat in this year's Champions League. They've won
yes, yes, they are,
nine.
they are one.
They've won about 15 to I think about 15 straight wins, 15 or 16 straight wins
Yes,
in all competitions.
yes, this is
That
yes,
is fantastic. Yes, they've not been defeated.
yes,
They've not drawn any game.
nine.
They've been winning their game
They've
home and
not won any game.
away. The Olise link with Harry Kane has been fantastic. They've been doing so well. So I think I'm so
Yes,
proud of Bayern Munich so far. They've been living up to
yes,
expectations. So Bayern
and
Munich,
that,
I think
and
yes. Before the match, I actually previewed that I don't see PSG winning that game against Bayern Munich, based on
Bayern.
what based on what I've seen Bayern Munich done. So I was expecting a draw, but that match there was no way PSG could have come out from that game with a draw. But some persons will say if it was balanced with 11 players and Dembele and Hakimi were in the game, that would have been different. But I don't think so. It was already 2-0, and there was no way back
And
for.
another point, another point to note is that PSG have they've struggled in front of goal this season. They've not been scoring enough goals, and they've not been winning games generally. You will not believe that PSG at this point they are not runaway leaders of or in the French league. So the same on Tuesday, your beloved Arsenal got a deserved 3-0 away victory out there in Slavia Prague.
Yes,
What's your take on
Arsenal.
that game?
Yes, Arsenal they came up with a deserved victory against Slavia Prague. And far away, Slavia Prague is in Hungary, right?
Czech
In
Republic.
far,
Yeah, Czech Republic.
yes, in Czech Republic. It was a deserved win. It was a dominant performance by the Gunners. We played well in that game. We manned the midfield. In the first half, the Bukayo Saka got a penalty, and it was a well delivered penalty. Then in the 46th minute, Merino threw Trossard pass. He made it two in the 60th minute. By the 68th minute, the game was all over. Merino scored again via a well delivered cross by Declan Rice. So that game ended 3-0 in favor of Arsenal. So we played very well on Tuesday. So it was a well deserved victory. We have 12 points. 12
Yeah.
points. So it is 4/4 for Arsenal so far in
Yes.
this year's
Arsenal.
Champions League. And they are sitting
Arsenal.
in the second position just behind the Bayern
Bayern
Munich.
Munich. So Arsenal and Bayern Munich, they are the teams to beat in Europe this season.
They are the
So
team to beat. They are the team to beat this season. Dear viewers, please watch out for our preview on Bayern Munich against Arsenal coming up in
Arsenal
2 weeks'
in the
time.
next
It's
round.
going to
Yeah.
be a tough game. Someone said to me,
A
I want to
blockbuster.
see. Yes, someone said to me, I want to see something. I want to see something. I want to see Arsenal against Bayern Munich. That he wants to check something. I said, what do you want to check? He said, I want to check something. I said, okay, we shall see on that day. I said we shall see because Arsenal and Bayern Munich, they are the two best teams in Europe this season so far.
At the moment, yes.
Yes, they've been in blistering form. Bayern Munich, same with Arsenal. Bayern Munich, they are topping the Bundesliga table. Arsenal, the same thing. They are topping the EPL, even with 6 points ahead of every other team. So both teams, they are currently doing very well right now, and both teams have a well balanced team. Their bench are rock solid. Both Arsenal and Bayern Munich. So it's going to be a very tough game. It's going to be a very tough game.
Very, very, yeah.
It'll be a very tough game.
Very tough game. Yeah. So talking about the best in Europe, I don't know. I know everybody, our viewers, you will agree with me that at the moment, Victor Osimhen, our own Victor Osimhen, is among the best strikers in the whole of Europe. If he's not the best striker in the whole of Europe, he proved that once again yesterday out there in Amsterdam, where he grabbed a supreme hat trick to down the home team, Ajax Amsterdam. Peter,
yes,
that was electrifying. That was magnificent.
Yes, Victor Osimhen is the current highest goal scorer in the UEFA Champions League with 6 goals ahead of Haaland and Mbappe. Victor Osimhen has proved once again that he is the striker to beat in this season, both in the UEFA Champions League and in the Turkish League. Yesterday, Victor Osimhen was the man of the match. He also won the match ball yesterday. So in the first half in that game against the Ajax, I never gave Ajax a chance in that game actually because I have seen Ajax perform poorly in the UEFA Champions League. Ajax, they are sitting, yes, with 0 point in this current UEFA Champions League. So I never expected Ajax to stand any chance against Galatasaray because Galatasaray, they are currently in top form. So in that game, in the first half, in the first 30 minutes, Galatasaray dominated the midfield. They dominated the game. Victor Osimhen had 2 half chances, but the keeper came up strong and saved those 2 balls well delivered by Victor Osimhen in the first half. After the 30 minutes, then between 31 to 45 minutes, Ajax, they came into the game. They started dominating the midfield. They had their chances too, but they couldn't score. Then in the second half, we saw a resurgent Galatasaray team. They came up and they delivered a well cross ball by Leroy Sané
Leroy Sané.
to Victor Osimhen from nowhere, gave that boy a flying header and they scored the first goal. Then the second goal, they had a penalty shout and Victor Osimhen took a taking a penalty kick. He also had a few minutes after that. He also had another penalty, and he took it well. So Vitor Osimhen, I think, is a top striker. Top all the top European clubs they ignored him during the transfer season, but because Galatasaray knew what they saw in Vitor Osimhen, they stood by him and they went ahead and paid the 75 million euros to secure his signature this season. So I think Vitor Osimhen is the striker to beat. Barcelona, I heard that Barcelona, they are coming after him next season. They've penciled his name down as one of their wish list in next summer's transfer window. So I think Vitor
Yeah.
Osimhen is, yes, I think he's in form right now. And Galatasaray, they are doing well. I think Galatasaray, they'll scale through this group stage. They're going to qualify with as Victor Osimhen keeps fit, with Victor Osimhen keeping fit, but Galatasaray will scale through the group stage. So they are doing very well. It was a well deserved victory yesterday against.
Yeah. Very, very well deserved. Very well deserved. Then we saw a crazy game of football out there in Belgium, where Club Brugge played a 3-3 game against FC Barcelona. Barcelona, they fought for their lives. They almost lost the game. They came back 3 times into the game. Peter, what do you have to say? What are the major talking points for you in that
Yes,
game?
the major talking point. I think that Barcelona coach is very recalcitrant. He doesn't want to change his tactics. I think his tactics is very defective. Keep using the high line. He doesn't want to change. This was the subject of discussion throughout last season. He kept on using the high line. I actually predicted that Barcelona will push away Club Brugge, but Barcelona were lucky to run away with a draw in that game. They were very lucky.
Yeah.
All the three goals scored by Club Brugge yesterday were their counter attack. Counter attack. They were lucky. Barcelona kept on coming back into the game. They kept on coming back into the game. And the last goal scored by Club Brugge in the last minutes of that game, I think in the 90th minute. For me, I think that ball was a goal. I think the referee just want to help Barcelona. Yes, I think he just want to help Barcelona to secure the points. In that game, Barcelona, they kept on coming from behind. In the 6 minutes, Club Brugge they scored. Then in the 8 minutes, Barcelona replied immediately. Then a few minutes after that, Club Brugge scored again. Forbes scored via a well-delivered counter attack. I saw that game. It was a well-delivered counter attack. Forbes scored. He made it 2-1. Then Lamine Yamal with the solo run in the heart of the defense of Club Brugge, broke the heart of defense of Club Brugge. Then after that, in the second half, Forbes again. He scored via counter attack. They kept on breaking their high line. They kept on breaking the high line of Barcelona. Barcelona throughout the game, they were just flat footed. Their defense, I don't know what to say about Barcelona defense and midfield. They were lucky to have run out with a draw in that game. I think that Club Brugge deserved a win in that game, if you ask me. The fourth goal was cancelled via VAR. So for me, I think that fourth goal was a goal ball because the goalkeeper was trying to dribble the player and he failed. So I think it was a goal ball. I think they were robbed, if you ask me, in that game. So Barcelona, they came out with a very poor performance once again. It's a pity with the way they are handling their midfield and their defense in this year's Champions
Yeah.
League.
Yeah. I think Hansi Flick needs to have a look and review the tactics, because I think he was unable to replace Inigo Martinez during the summer, and I'm sure it's one of the problems they are having in the defense. In the other results, the other English representatives, Newcastle defeated
Newcastle defeated Athletic Club, yes, by 2 goals to
Athletic
0.
Bilbao by 2. Okay.
Manchester City defeated Borussia Dortmund by 4 goals to 1, while Chelsea in the early part of yesterday,
I forgot
Chelsea played. Yes, Chelsea played against Karabakh. What is happening to your team, Chelsea? They played against Karabakh. I think Chelsea were lucky in that game. They were lucky. Before that game, I previewed the game. I said that Karabakh, there are no pushovers in this year's Champions League. They have 6 points. For a team that have been able to win 2 games in this year's Champions League. I think that Maresca underrated Karabakh.
Exactly.
He underrated Karabakh. And I saw that coming.
Maresca is supposed to is fond of changing his starting 11 week by week, and he has been saying that he needed to rest Caicedo and Enzo. That was why he did not start them. And then we saw Lavia yesterday coming back from injury and returning back to the treatment table again. But there's an interesting statistics that said that Karabakh has played eight games against English opposition and they have not lost any of those any of those games. Well, Chelsea deserved what they got yesterday. They did not deserve to win that game. They did not deserve
No,
to
it
win
was
that
not a
game.
win. Chelsea drew. They drew the game. They managed to
That's what I'm
draw
saying. I
that
said they
game.
did not deserve. They did not deserve to win. So
Exactly.
they got what they deserved. They got what they
They got
deserved.
they got what they deserve, and I think that the Chelsea defense yesterday too was
Was
very very
porous.
poor. Yes,
Yes.
Tosin and Hotu. I think that they are not very strong. Hotu made a lot of mistakes. Tosin not very solid. Ah, oh my God! I think Chelsea.
Was poor.
They yes, in the heart of their defense, the middle of Chelsea defense, man. There's a big
They need
issue
to
there.
be.
You
Yes,
know,
Chelsea needs to recruit well, better.
to do better. Jao Pedro was not in that game. He was nowhere to be found in that game at all. He was nowhere to be found. Estaval, as usual, played well. He delivered, despite the fact that he scored. Yes, he scored a goal yesterday. Estaval scored a goal yesterday. Estaval and Garnacho, they scored for Chelsea yesterday. So I think Chelsea, they were lucky to have run out with a draw in that game. They could have lost the game. Then in another game, we saw Pafos defeating Villarreal by 1-0. Yes. Then Bayern Leverkusen also defeated Benfica yesterday. Then Inter managed to defeat Karat Amati yesterday also. Marseille lost at home to Atlanta. In that game, we saw a little bit of disagreement between Ademola Lookman and his coach Juric. We saw a little bit of argument when Ademola Lookman was taken off in the 75th minute. Ademola Lookman scored a goal and the goal was ruled out
Yes.
for offside by VAR. Immediately the goal was ruled out for offside. The coach took him out. So when he came out, he was very angry. He was livid, and the coach tried to drag him. I don't know what the coach was trying to say to him. So Ademola Lookman, man, he became very very angry. So I think Ademola Lookman should calm down. I know the coach has not done well. I think Ademola Lookman needs to calm down. I think he's not happy with his Somer's transfer that did not
Materialize.
materialize. So I think that is where most of the issue is still coming from. He's not happy playing for Atlanta, and I think Atlanta at this point let Ademola Lookman go in January. Because you can see the man is not, the guy is not happy. He's not happy. So for the sake of the team, because football is a team sport and it's not an individual game. For the sake of the team, I think they should let Ademola Lookman go in January. They should let him go. Let him go. Let him go. He wants to go to Inter. He wants to go to Gala. They should let him go. Clubs came for him, and Atlanta head on tight to Lookman. So after Ademola Lookman was taken out, Atlanta, they scored a goal in the late minutes of that game. One of the players that the coach brought in, Samatic, he scored in the 90th minute. So that was how Atlanta ran away with a 1-0 victory. Actually, in that game, I was expecting a draw in that game against Marseille, because Atlanta, they've not been good. They lost over the weekend to Udinese by 1-0. So I wasn't expecting Atlanta to come out with a result in yesterday's game. Well, all good for Atlanta. They came out with a victory. So I think they are having 7 points now in this year's UEFA Champions League. They are coming up gradually, which is good. Then I'll briefly talk about the UEFA Champions League table. The table currently. I'm going to just talk briefly about the teams that are standing strong in the table. In the qualification, in the automatic qualification, I will just come in a descending order. We have Bayern Munich topping 12 points, standing very strong. We have Arsenal standing strong, same point, same goal difference with Bayern Munich. We have Inter on 12 points. Then we have Manchester City 10, Paris Saint-Germain 9, Newcastle 9, Real Madrid 9, Liverpool 9. So those are the 8 teams that are in the automatic slot in the UEFA Champions League. Other teams that have 9 points, we have Galatasaray. Then we have Tottenham with 8 points. We have Barcelona 7, Chelsea 7, Sporting 7, Dortmund 7, Karabakh 7, Atlanta 7, Atletico 6, PSV 5, AS Rome, AS Monaco 5, Pafos 5, Bayern Leverkusen 5, Club Brugge 4, Eintracht Frankfurt 4, Napoli 4, Marseille 3. So other teams, they are on their way out, but we still have 4 games to go. We still have 4 games to go. Juventus need to do better Athletic Club need to do better. Union St. Glos need to do better. Bondo Glims, Slavia Prague, Olympiacos, Villarreal 1 point, FC Copenhagen, Karat Amenti, Benfica 0, and Ajax. It's a pity. You know Ajax that year now. Ajax,
Hmm.
they were the Barcelona of the 90s and early 2000. You know Ajax. Eh? Frank de Boer, Patrick Kluivert, Nwankwo Kanu, finished the job. They were so good that year, but Ajax, man, it seems to be a shadow of themselves right now. Ajax, they have 0 point, sitting at the bottom of the table. What do you think about Ajax? They are in the 36th position, having 0 points. 0 points,
Uh-huh.
sorry.
Falling on bad times. They are struggling in their Dutch league. They are struggling to win games, to win their minors that they usually have for breakfast. And right now they are struggling. Then when they come to meet the big boys, what do you expect? You know, what do you expect? Ajax is struggling financially and on the pitch of play. They are struggling.
Yes, Kenny, thank you for your views on Ajax. It's a pity. I'm really sorry for that club. Ajax, they have the best academy in Europe, you know. So I'm really not happy with the way that club is going currently. Viewers, thank you for staying tuned to our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and comment on our posts. Please help our YouTube channel to grow. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can deliver better. Goodbye. See you on our next preview.